This is my rice cooker. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Without me, this rice cooker is useless. Without this rice cooker, I am useless. I'm going to show you how to make rice cakes, and the recipe I'm going to show you is the rice cake recipe that started it all. When I first started making these things, basically I had a rice cooker, I had a bowl, some simple utensils, and I had hotel buffets. And so what I would do is I would steal the eggs from breakfast and the bacon for breakfast and mash it all up together to create fried food. Start out with a Japanese sushi rice, Chinese sushi rice. Basically it's a short grain or Calrose rice. You'll know it's a short grain because if you take a little bit of it and you look at it, you'll see a tiny little grain instead of a big long grain. And this is what allows the rice to be really sticky. One of the things that people don't do with their rice is they don't clean their rice. So the first thing you want to do is actually rinse your rice so that the water is mostly clear. Remove the starch. Then what you do is, using a rice cooker, 1 cup of rice, 1.5 cups of water, hit start, you're ready to go. The other mistake that people make is that they don't make the rice cakes when the rice is hot. So you want your rice piping hot, otherwise the ingredients you mix won't integrate. So, the magic of TV, we already have cooked rice. I do everything by feel. Every time I make a batch, I feel like it's a newborn baby that wants and needs its own identity, its own flavor. And really the key to cooking is that you always have to taste your food when you eat, right? That's the key. Put in ingredients, taste, eat. The first ingredient I start out with is liquid aminos. This is a soy sauce substitute. It's basically a gluten-free soy sauce. And I think it has a better flavor than regular soy. I almost go by smell and by color. So some Bragg's, a little bit of olive oil. Use the good stuff. Again, don't be scared. A little bit of rice vinegar. You want some of that acid. And so I would basically travel with a small bin, a bowl, have these ingredients. The rice is piping hot, and this hot rice causes all of these flavors to cook in. The last ingredient I'm going to use is a little bit of maple syrup. I learned this from my friend Tim Johnson. Anyways, you mix, you mix, you mix. These eggs were actually stolen from this morning's breakfast, so this is very authentic. You'll notice that I'm doing this quite haphazardly and frenetically, because if this was a real life race situation, I would be late right now. And I'd be trying to haul ass. So bacon, eggs, Bragg's, maple syrup, olive oil, some rice vinegar. The bacon will add salt. Oftentimes the eggs will add salt. Once you get this all mixed, and this is one of the reasons I like to wear gloves, is because rice is really sticky. You put it in basically a sheet pan, and either using your paddles, you start pressing it down. I'll just press this by hand. Can you smell it? We went for these savory flavors because riders would often get really blown out on the sweet stuff. So that's ready to go. Take off my gloves. Grab some scratch paper. This scratch paper is basically a parchment foil. And I'm going to show you how to actually fold. Okay, first thing, this is like wrapping a present. You're gonna bring the paper up just like this and around. And if you do it just right, the edge of this paper will just be close to the edge, maybe like a few millimeters off the edge of the rice cake. Then you pull this other edge and you roll it. And it's gotta be kind of tight so you can push on the paper, and this paper will help it stay in place. We use an aluminum foil parchment because the parchment gives it the strength, but the aluminum foil gives it the kind of flexibility. So then you fold back and you're gonna create a seam, okay? If you fold back like I did, you'll see that I have a lot of extra paper. So I'll fold this back on itself just like this. What's really amazing too is after you eat the rice cake, you can take the paper and make cranes. We'll show you that later. Okay? Then you push it down and you make a nice little seam, okay? So your rice cake's right in the middle. You're gonna kind of tighten up the edges. The rest is like making a present. You're gonna fold down an angle this way. You're gonna fold down an angle this way, right? You have something like this. You have this triangular, trapezoidal, I don't know what shape this is. Emma, you're going to MIT. What is this shape?
Indescribable.
Yeah, it's its own thing, right? And all you have to do now is push this back, push the ears back, and you have a wrapped rice cake. When you're on the road, you basically pull at the seam, you open it up, you stuff it in your mouth. Hey, can you throw me a Sharpie, someone? And then you grab a Sharpie. Whoa. And you write whatever you want, like bacon power or go fast savory.
Egg watts.
Egg watts.
Yeah.
Egg watts.
My rice cake.
Madeline, you know, that's a little, I know it's your first time, but we can talk about that later. There you go. Bacon and egg rice cakes.
Thank you.